Okay, my alarm went off, which cut off my video. I have an iPhone 11 and there's no pause on the video. And for an iPhone 11, that's ridiculous. So I'm really thinking about getting an upgrade because I need to be able to pause my videos when something weird happens. But I can't, so I'm doing another video to finish this. I haven't done anything else. And I will somehow figure out how to merge the two together. So there's that. So like I was saying, you don't need to worry about anything that's on the inside. It's all going to be covered. Okay? So no stress about what it's going to look like or your line's not being straight or whatever. Okay? So let's get in here. We're going to go up here. We're going to go over to here. And then we're going to go up this way. Oh, I might be leaning over that actually. Like I said, I don't have the biggest space. So I'm just going to go right along that line. Get it good and lots of goodness in there. Okay. So I'm going to bring this up. Well, you can fold in the corners first. Just depends. Some people do it a different way, but not me. This really helps when you've got sticky fingers. Okay. And boy, do I have sticky fingers. Look at that. The glue just coming off of there. Okay, so now we're going to get this up. I'm going to fold this up. Get that off. And we're going to fold this up. And then I like to go down and push down the corners. Kind of squares them off a little bit. Look at this. Okay, so it doesn't take, Fabri-Tac doesn't take too long to dry. So I'm just going to stick that on there for a minute. Okay. And there is the outside. And see, it gives you those nice corners when you do it that way. And you don't have to worry about it fraying on the edges or, you know, coming loose on the edges. And it just gives you that nice finished look. And that's going to go. Now, there will be something on the inside, and I'll show you that. And then you get that. I love that sound. I love the sound of crinkling paper. It's like, I could just fall asleep to this. And I'm probably going to do a little label or a little something right here in the center because I don't want to cover up the trees and I don't want to cover up the snowman by doing a big piece. Sometimes I do, you know, a cardboard piece and layer it, but this is just so cute on its own. You know, why would you want to cover that up? So I'm not. Okay, now the inside, because we got to finish this, you could do cardstock. A lot of people do material on the outside, cardstock on the inside. Perfectly fine. What I like to do is I'll run a couple beads right down the middle on each side so that it holds. Otherwise, if you don't, when you do this, it's gonna bunch up or bubble up. I don't even know the right terminology in the middle. And I like to make sure it stays in place so that when it folds, you don't want it pulling. And let me see if I can show you what I mean. I'll just use this. This is an extra piece. Let's say you've got it like that, and then see, you can see how it's doing this. But if you have that glued down, that's gonna stay flat. So, but don't do it all the way around. You don't need to. I find a couple pieces because I'm going to be gluing it around the outside. Does that make sense? Maybe, you know, I'm a video person. Good grief. I have to see things be done or do it myself to figure out how to do something. Like if somebody shows me and then says, okay, now you do it, it doesn't work for me. I gotta be hands-on. I'll do it. You just tell me what to do. But let my hands, it's how my memory works. I get, what do they call it? A visual learner or a tactical learner. I have to be hands-on to learn. So, and then after a while you figure out, okay, what works for me? Because what works for one person doesn't work for me. And I don't know if it's a left-handed thing. I'm just not sure. I just know that's what it is. Okay. Now, I love this fabric with the little hearts on it. And I thought, because I didn't want something with a whole different Christmas print, because then it'd be like, whoa, that's way too much for me. So if I do a nice print on the outside, I'll do something more neutral or tiny print, like an all over tiny print, or just flowers. Flowers tend to go together better than something like this. So anyhow, that's what I'm gonna do. That's my story, I'm sticking to it. Okay, so now this edge will be showing, because what I do is I literally take it from here to here. Then I'll take it, I'll bring it down a bit to do the first spot. You want it just enough on the inside to where this isn't hanging out. Does that make sense? So you want to give yourself a little bit. That's why I like to make this wide. So you've got that little bit of extra room on the inside for the edges. This is all going to be glued down, so it's not going to matter in the end. Okay, and then we're going to go down this way. Okay, I'm going to smooth it out. Okay, so I know that this needs to come up just a little bit. See, I've got it just about the same all the way around. So I'm going to see where my edge is here. And then I'm going to take this. Don't use this as your guide. Use this, use the bottom as your guide when you go to cut, or however you choose to do it. So I need a little bit of give there. Yeah, I think, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll do this. I'll bring it up and I'll just crease it just a tad. See, I can see it. And I'll do this and cut it straight. Just a little snip. And if it's cotton, it will do this. That's the greatest sound ever. And then you get a great little piece left over. Cotton will tear. Some polyester plus cotton polyester blend doesn't really do that very well. It just for some reason doesn't tear as straight as like 100% cotton. So I like to use cotton. Okay, so now I've got this done, this end. And see there, look at that. Just perfectly fine. Okay, so I want to bring that in a little bit. I want to bring that. It's important to get your initial edges, you know, pretty straight. And then I hold that down and I smooth it out. Like that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna cut this right about here. And rip. And do it fast. If you do it slow, you'll kind of go, oh my God, what am I doing? Just rip it. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling just to rip it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, And this helps hold your material in place too. So that's important. I'm just gonna do that. Don't do it in the center. Don't do it in the center, because that's where your fold is. That's where you're gonna put your, sew your signature in. So you don't want that. So be real careful not to get it in the middle. And just tear off any loose stray pieces. Get those off of there. Okay, looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this here. Oh, there's one. Nah, come on. And I'm going to, and see, pull this over, and then pull this over. Get them even. Get it even. Get all this even. Okay, so that's kind of, it's a little bit of work, but it's worth it once you get it done, because you'll be so proud you got this beautiful little cover. Okay, now, remember I got it glued in the middle here, okay? So now what I do is I will pull this back, and I will glue around the edge. I'll glue this pretty good. And see, now you can glue this part. Once you've got that middle section down, okay? And you might have to come back and do your corners, but that's okay. You can always come back. Okay, so, because I want to get those corners down. Okay, and then I'll go down the side. Okay, you see, I already did it a little bit. That's okay. I don't know if you can see how far down I'm coming here. I go all the way down, up, and I go back down. Because I tell you what, this cover's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Remember, still, even when you're doing this part of it, don't do the center. Believe me, you will regret it. Okay, then you want to kind of position that. And just use your hands, gently slide it across. Always pull from the middle out when you're doing this. Okay. Now we're going to come in and we're going to do this side. We're going to go down. And don't pull it where it's already glued. You don't even need to do that. Remember, that's already glued. You don't need to do anything to it. Stick a little bit of glue on there. Corner out. Glue this down. Remember, this is the part that was a little bit wrinkly, so I'm just going to come in and go over that a little bit so that it sticks flat. And the corner sticking out a little bit. This is where you can do little touch-ups. That's perfectly fine. The glue dries, so then I just go back and I push down, make sure everything's secured. I love it because you're recycling. Every piece of this is recycled. This is from my other journal that I've got. I'm going to use Priority Mail. You cut it, you do it the same way, you know. the material's recycled because it's vintage material. It's leftover pieces, gosh knows from what. Could be from a store, from somebody's project, who, whatever. But it's not going in a garbage bin anywhere. Everything except the glue is recycled. Okay, and then like that. Now I will probably add, I'll probably put some sort of label or something on it, and I'll probably do maybe pin on a dangle. I do have something with snowmen on it, so I might do that. Oh, did I forget a side? Oh, I did. Totally, I missed a spot here. Totally missed a spot. Were you all telling me that? Going, Carol, you forgot a slide. So that's okay. You can always go in. You can always go back in and glue. Never too late to stick some glue on there. I thought that felt a little weird. Okay, so check your sides. Okay, there we go. Check your sides, because you don't want that to happen and figure it out after you put your signature in. Okay. And then, and see how that does that in the middle? That's okay, because when you put your signature in, you're gonna have your holes here, and you'll have strings there, so it's really not gonna matter. And there you go. Journal cover, all fabric. But like I said, it doesn't have to be fabric. It can be cardstock. It can be plastic. You know, a cover can be, it could be jelly prints that you did. So it's just really using your own imagination. The only thing is you want something that's going to be sturdy and something that's going to be last. You know, if it's for you, you might like, oh, well, I'm just going to experiment with this, and if it doesn't come out, that's okay, because it's your journal. But if you're going to gift it, you know, you want it to look right. And I like the way that there's no edges sticking out. Get that little pointy here. It's going to stay. And then when it has the pages in, see, grab some of my pages. I haven't put them all together yet. Got these really beautiful digitals. I've got 3 digitals from 2 I got this year, but I have 2 from last year that I never used. I still got to pull some more pages. And that's in there, and you close it up, and they're all filled up. It gets all thick and full, and you're just like, oh. And you know, I like to punch holes here and add strings. Some people just wrap them. If you don't want them, I use my Crop-A-Dile. So if you don't want to do that, then just wrap it with some pretty ribbon or something. You can also, no, I didn't want to on this one, but if you want to, you could take ribbon, and before you glue down this piece, lay your ribbon down. Get it a good, you know, a good 2 inches, at least 2 inches inside here. Lay it down flat, and glue it down, glue the ribbon down, and then when you glue this on over it, that ribbon's not going to go anywhere, and you can just tie it from the sides. So there's lots of way to put on your closures. Some people do the post, a little post, where you can just wrap it, or do like a hair tie. Every time I try to use those, I can't find, I probably could find them if I looked, but they're really tiny ones, because the big ones tend to pop off. I don't know. It could just be me. It probably is just me. But yeah, so I've got all these pretty digitals I'm going to use. You know, there's so many things, and I was talking about in my video earlier, when you do your cover, like if you wanted to put something on like a pom-pom, this would be a cute place to do it, you know, like if you just want to put pom-poms around the front. You could do that, you know, little pom-poms. That's probably not what I'm going to do, but you could, or you could even just put them on the corners. And that's kind of cute. Or just, instead of, you know, doing a ribbon or something, just put these down the side and the front. It's play with it. It's play with it. Do your own thing. So I'm going to call this, because I got to figure out how to edit the two pieces together. Can't believe that happened, but it did. And I'm going to call this a video, and then the next time we come back, I'm probably going to work on some tags to go in this. I usually don't finish the front until I'm done with things. And then I just kind of decide what I'm going to do. But this kind of looks like a ribbon right here, so that's kind of cute. So I might just put a hole here and then have a tie. Maybe find something green or burgundy. And then just have a little label here somewhere, you know, like Merry Christmas or something. So anyhow, that's my easy peasy using Amazon or from the, you know, from USPS. Any of these. I also use manila envelopes, 9x12 manila envelopes work great. They're flatter. I mean, you still have to cut, sometimes measure, because I found out that not all 9x12 envelopes measure 9x12. So be sure and measure, because you don't want to get done doing all this and then it's too small for your for your digis. I've had that happen, so therefore I'm passing that on. But anyhow, just, yeah, look for ways to recycle stuff. We need that, more of that in this world. So I will say peace out for now, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.